I've got these two guards here at the moment. This is the worst one. It's actually a, what is it? A 1965 Dodge Fury. No, Plymouth Fury. It's pretty stuffed, actually. That's the worst one. But, you know, the inside them's all rusted too, so. Got crap all over them. But, whatever. Just got to fix them. Cleaned up these guards. I'm going to do this worst one first because I need this one as a reference. Like, it's got all this divot bit here, and that's been repaired before. But I presume it's got something like that on it. There, I need that and that. But it's pretty bad, like the whole thing's pretty shot. It's been sitting for years. Like I said, it's all gone in under here. So basically, I'm gonna take this frame here out. I'm gonna take that frame down, it runs all the way down there, and all that front where the headlight's held. All this garbage has got to come off. So I've just got the skin of the guard there. And then I'll probably, I don't know, I'd like to get them sandblasted, but it's easier said than done around here. I can get them professionally done. Anyway, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go around, drill all these spot welds out, get this headlight section out, like I said, with that whole frame and that bit down there. Before I do any of that, I'm going to get some cardboard and make a pattern of this here. So it gives me an idea of what shape it's got to be, because it's got to line up with the car. Otherwise, may as well not do it. Now, it's been bogged all under here. Anyway, I'll get that cardboard thing done and then I'll get that frame out. Here's an update. Here's my template for here. It fits in there nicely. So that's going to tell me where it goes. It goes like that. It's going to tell me, you know, the shape of that. That goes. Now that's that section. This along here, from there to there. So I'm not touching that guard until this one's fixed. So I can measure that from there to there. Off got all the clips off. There's more than I thought. There was a couple up here and all that, but I've decided I'm going to take a little template here, what I can, because that's got to be a certain length. Otherwise, you'll look down the sill of the car and the guard will kick out or in or whatever. It's got to be right. Made a little just to not give me an idea where it comes to. So that part of the steel I'm going to keep. This bit I'll clean it up and probably cut it through here somewhere, whatever, through there. Anyway, there's just a little something. It's better than having nothing. You know, that can stay there. Now I'm going to start getting this inner frame out, because there's no point in fixing this and leaving all that rust up under there, inside underneath. Like, long there's probably clean, but that's no good. That's stuffed. So I've got to get that off. And I just want to, you know, under here and all that. That's what I'm thinking anyway. I just don't see any other way. I think that's the best way. Just gone through and marked where the spot welds are here. Some of them have had to use the blowtorch and just burn the paint off to see where they are. Usually you just sand it with some sandpaper, but it's got that much crap there. There's one here somewhere. I'll get to that. But going along here, like it comes all the way back here, this inner panel. Got to find the spot welds all through here. It's pretty hard to find them. But anyway, I'll just keep going down here. Once I get them all marked, I'll just drill them out. Like there's places where it's brazed. I'll just have to cut it. Like it's brazed there. I don't even think there's any spot welds there. Maybe they couldn't get their spot welder in there. And yeah, probably around the front here. It's loose from here. Found a little spot weld there, that's loose. All loose there, it's loose to here. Actually, loose to here. Oh, wait, there, sorry. I'm not sure if there's any along here, I hope not. You never know. Anyway, I can't do any more right now. I've got to go somewhere. I'll get back on it tomorrow, get that inner structure out, and then we'll see what it really looks like. Now look what's underneath all this. Up in here. What I did find are these. It must be some of the first plastic clips ever used on a vehicle. 1965. Plastic clips, there's 3 of them. And I just dressed this up a bit, like it's pretty bad. But the only thing holding that's this paint. That's just paint. All this crap needs fixing. Pretty bad. The only thing holding that together is paint. All that's got to be fixed properly. You know, I got this bit off, obviously. I thought that might have been attached, but it's 2 pieces. So I'll get this next bit off. And then we'll just have the skin. We'll have this front piece out. Didn't have any spot welds there, it was just grazed. It's obviously pretty stuffed. But that's not really the bit that worries me, it's up here. All this crap here I don't like the look of. You know, that's pretty basic sort of stuff really. But I've got to get this, I've got this part here loose. I've got to get all this off, the rest of it. That goes right down to here. And this part of the guard's missing. See, all that's got to be redone. You cover over that, it's not fixed. It's an update. It doesn't want to come apart, this bloody thing. But it's got to. All that's had it, like, you can't leave that like that. Pretty much going to have to destroy a lot of this to get this off. Like, it's very difficult to get it off. Extremely difficult. It was never made to be pulled apart, I know that. Getting there. It's all free along here, these spot welds. But there's spot welds in here now. Down through here. So we just got to find them and get them out. Not an easy thing to pull apart, but like I said, it's the only way to do it. To me, that's the only way to do it anyway. Bit of an update. It's sort of coming loose, but not really. That bit moves. It's down here. There's the problem. Like it's hard to get it in, get that out. I'll get it, but it's just not easy. It's, you know, I can't film it and do it at the same time. I'll just keep going. Getting there. Found another spot weld here. That's free now. And there's another one in there. And I think that'll be it, but she's a bit of a mess. But it was messed up anyway. It's not as if I'm wrecking it. It's already wrecked. It'll be right. It's all free through here. It's all free through here. But it's had a repair here, not real good. That's all most of that's getting replaced anyway. It's all free down that end, but I've just found a couple more spot welds. It looks like there's one right there. So I'll drill that out and see if we can get the bloody thing off. There she is, got it off. I don't know if I'll be reusing that, we'll see. But, yeah, I've got to fix all this. She's pretty bad. I've got to admit it is bad. If it's the worst panel I've ever fixed, I don't think so. At least it's good steel. You can weld it, and move it around. Not like the stuff on that Honda. Anyway, I'll just rough it into shape and then I'll knock it off. It is, one guard stripped. This is just the actual skin of the guard. The good part about this is it's good steel, like it's nice steel. So you can do stuff with it, but it's had a lot of repairs on it, this thing. See, we had left all that in there. See all this stuff? Yeah, I don't like doing that. This will be all replaced. I'll probably replace most of that. I'm gonna cut it here somewhere and replace all that down there. Got to get up and clean all this. I'd like to get this all sandblasted, we'll see. But first I'm gonna paint strip it. Because it's less chance of getting it all warped. Like it's bad. It is freaking bad. Anyone can see that. But making that's a little bit of a trick. Can be fine. Making this is the easiest part. But fixing all that is going to be pretty tricky. And then you've got to fix all this stuff. This is all rotted everywhere. It'll be right. And once it's all repaired, I'll paint it and I'll put it back together, and then it'll all get hit with fish oil. So it will last. However old this car is, it'll last that long again. Probably longer, actually. But the trick making this little bit, these little details here, that one's not too bad. And I'll have to figure out how I'm going to do that. Anyway, that's enough for today. It's a pretty big job fixing all this. Like, all of it's had it. This bit here is not too bad. This bit here is fine. That's got to get redone through here. And then fix this stuff down here. I've had to split these because they're just too bad. It's just too bad. Like, this is just shot. All this crap, you can't fix that together. I'm going to have to fix it separately. But I don't think I'm going to be pulling that apart. Famous last words. Anyway, we'll see. I hope not. First bit fixed. Doesn't look like much, but I'll put a patch in through here. And I've fixed up this front section as well. And yeah, doesn't look much, but it took a couple of hours. Anyway, that's that very first piece of it done. That's still getting it sandblasted. And now I'm going to have to do this section. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'll do it today. We'll see. I've just got to do it a certain way so I don't lose the shape of it and all the markings and everything. But that's enough for today. So far I've done one full day's work on this mudguard. Okay, I'm going to start on this. I'm just going to do it bit by bit because it's pretty important that this gets welded back into the same position on that other part. That's why I'm keeping those two holes there for now. I'm going to put this section in, weld down here to wherever. Then I'll cut that out and I'm going to re-drill those two holes in the new piece and put it in. And then I'll start fixing this section. And then I'll go down and just start doing that. All right, here's my patch that's going to go in here. So I'll just start tacking it in and manipulate it as it goes. I've just painted that rust stuff over the entire thing. I've pulled this bottom section off. Tomorrow I'll fix that. But this is all done. All this top bit's done. And it was quite bad. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. There's a little bit there, but that's got to have a spot weld and where it gets welded back to the guard. So I'll be just doing that. I'll pop the clips back on. And yeah, once that goes back together, all those little holes, they get used to weld it back together. There's just a little bit here as well. And then that'll be done. This bit here is done. So yeah, it dries grey, sort of like a bit like a primer, that shit. So tomorrow that'll look a bit different. That's it. That's it for now. It's a new day. This stuff's all good. It's still fairly straight. That's what I want. So all that top bit's, that's done. That's all I'm doing to it. But hopefully I'm going to get it sandblasted. But this stuff's done a pretty good job anyway. I've painted that acid stuff on it. Now, today I'm going to do this, fix this little bit, redo that, reattach this back on. It goes here somewhere. Where's it go? It goes like that, I think. Anyway, it goes there somewhere. Let's go there. Yeah, it goes there. Sorry. It goes like that somehow. There's a marking where I can line it up. Get that done. I'll do this first, and then that's actually done. That's done. So there's that many pieces to this guard. Just screwed this thing here together so I know where it goes. I'm going to make sure I keep those holes. So this is getting cut now and sort that out. I'll probably do that first. That done. There's a couple of holes in a few spots as well. I've just filled them. I'm also going to fix this where someone's bodged that up. So I'm just going to weld that in there. I'll have to do the other part as well. You can always file that if it needs when you're fitting the guard. I've got this little piece to go in here now. I want to keep that hole. It's just going to help me line it up. Well, there's that piece fixed. I'm just going to go and grind it up. Maybe do a little bit in there as well. Oh, there's all that crap done. It's not welded on. I put some spray on rust guard stuff in between them joints. I've repainted that stuff all over that. Those panels there are done, completely done. That's made up of 1, 2, 3, 4 panels, that. And it's taken me about 13 hours just to do those panels. Now I've got to do this. But I'm not doing it today. I've got to go and help my son move. But yeah, whatever. I'll worry about that tomorrow. That's the worst bit. There's another few hours in that at least. And then it's time to do the skin, which is not real good on its own. You know, bits of crap here, all this up in here. Obviously this stuff, that's the worst section there. As far as I'm concerned, that's the worst piece of the whole job. What I've just fixed, and this is part of it. And I've got to make this section here, it's got to turn out good. I've got to make that, I've got to hand form all this crap. Now we'll see how that goes. You know, I don't have any special tools, all I've got to do is block and hammer and a bag, that's it. Anyway, that's enough for today. Yeah, it's the next day. I tell you, that stuff's cleaned this panel up really well. It works quite good. I might just get away with just spot blasting in a few areas. We'll see. But, like, it took me a while just to strip the guard down, but so far, I just added it up, I've got 16.5 hours in this mud guard. I'm going to weld that on later today. It'll come up quite good. Like, that's what you see when you look under the car. And like anyone looking for a good car, you look at that sort of shit. You know, it just needs a weld there. It needs just a couple of welds. I'll weld down the back and just seam seal those. But that's already got paint there. So now I've got to do this bloody thing. God knows how long that's going to take. Whatever, there's no point whinging about it, just got to get in and do it. I was hoping I didn't have to split this, and like that's made up of 3 pieces, that. But you know, it's pretty stuffed. Like, that's the good bit. Up here, see these little square things? There's one there, there's one there. They have to be put back in the exact right spot, otherwise the headlights surround won't fit. There's another one there, there's another one there. So anyway, there's some spot welds going down here. I'm gonna drill these out, wherever it is. I'm gonna just get that front bit off. And then I'll decide if I might as well take that last piece and split it into 3. Burn the paint off here with that so I can find those spot welds. You couldn't see them. Now I can see where they are. They come off fairly easily. Nice and straight. Now, it might seem like a lot, but it's easier to just pop that off, fix it, and then put it back together. I'm also going to take this section here off. I wasn't going to strip it, but it's bad. And like, I want to guarantee this car doesn't rust back. It's all broken down. It didn't really take too long to do that. It makes it way easier to sort it out. So this piece here is quite good. So I'm going to pretty much burn the paint off that, hit it with a wire brush, and I've still got to try and see if I can get this stuff blasted. But they're the 2 bits that are bad. And having that all in like that makes it way harder to fix it. And now that's easy to get at everything. Anyway, I screwed this thing back together, so it's going to help me bloody remember how to put it back and where to put it back. That's in the exact right position. I've just painted that rust stuff on there for now. I've made up the patches that I want here that are going to fix this and that, so that'll be done. That panel's fine. And just got to put a few patches in here. Now I can just put that back together. But back on this thing. Today my objective is to get this shit fixed. These two parts here. That one's okay. And then I can actually start on this part down here, which I'm going to break up into 3, 4, maybe 5 pieces. Like this is one section, that's one section. Here, I may keep this bit, here, and then there. Or I have thought of doing that in one go, but the problem with that is that's not straight, that guard edge. It's got a slight bow in it. So if I do that, I'll probably do this anyway. I'm going to take a template off this guard with cardboard. But all that stuff takes time. Like just to make a template off that guard, probably take an hour. I've got to go and find the cardboard. I've got to dig it out. I've got to accurately trace it, cut it. Before you know it, that's an hour. All this sort of thing takes a lot of time. Now this front section's another section on its own. All this, all that, because it's all shot here. It's been repaired. I may be able to sort that. Won't know till I start. I've screwed this thing back together. Looks pretty good. I've just got to do some more grinding and stuff on it here, there, but it's done. I'm just going to weld that back together and it's ready for the next stage. I've got this thing screwed back into place. It's just going to help me when I put it together. And plus, I've lined that up, that panel there. It'll need a little bit of straightening around, but I'm going to weld this back together now. I've sprayed that rust stuff in between the joints. Plus, I'll put seam sealer there so it can't rust. Now, if you can't get air to it, it can't rust. But that's coming up okay. That bit's done. The headlight bucket's done. I'm going to weld that up, and then I'll start on this. But not today. All right, it's Sunday here today. I just come down and check on this stuff. I've got that all welded back together. That's all finished. It's going to just need a skim of some... I'll probably put a little bit of filler here, there, but it doesn't even need it. I don't think you see any of that on the car. You might see that, actually. You probably see a bit of that, so I'll fix it a little bit, but that's all neat. It doesn't really need anything. The thing to take, all these have to be in the right spot. All this has to be in the right spot. And, size, whatever. Same with this thing, that's got to be all straight. I've had that all screwed into the guard. I know it fits. And that rust stuff's done a really good job. It probably doesn't even need blasting, but we'll see. I've said it 100 times. I still want to get it done. That's all done, but I added it all up. Stripping this guard down, just making templates, doing whatever. 27 hours or so far I've worked on this guard, and I haven't even touched this bit. It's a pretty bad panel. Have a go at it. It's stuffed everywhere. That's all crusty rust, that. Everywhere's got to be done. Don't be surprised it takes another 27 bloody hours to fix that. It's going to easily 40 hours. Easily. If I can do that in 13 hours, it'll be going well. Anyway, I'll see if I can make an interesting video. I'll put that together. Thanks for that.